Hi guys, welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. This is another in our Divi for Beginners series of videos. You can find the link for that playlist down below. Well, we're going to continue with our little blog theme again today. We showed you how to create your first post the other day. Then we created this blog here yesterday. Today I'm going to show you how to showcase your latest blog always on this page, and it'll update it automatically when you add a new blog. Really easy to do, so let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Okay, I'm going to go down. I'm going to delete this little module here, and I'm just going to bring this blog back to how it was just down below. Okay, well, I've got a section here, the blue tab. In that section, I've got a row with 2 columns in it. I've got my little text over here. Let's add a module. And for this today, I'm going to use the awesome post slider. It's a really nice little module to put on your blog. And by default, it's going to pop up with your latest or most recent post there. Just to show you what's going on with this, we'll have a bit of fun with it before I show you how to showcase your latest. Choose the categories you want. Choose how many you want to show in your little post slider here. And of course, you can have multiple categories if you want to. And as you can see, we've got a nice little background image there. And the background image, if I roll down, as you can see, is the default image of the post there. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, have a look at our creating your first blog video. And if we roll down here, you can decide whether to order it by date new to old. You can decide what you want your read more button to say. Put in what you want there. This is the post excerpt. It won't make any difference actually if I turn that off, because I've added custom excerpts to all of our posts, but you can change the amount of characters you have in there. Just down below here, let's change that to perhaps 150. As you can see, it's a lot less right there now. Don't want to offset it. If you offset it, it won't show the first one or the second one. If you put a 3 in there, it'll skip the first 3. If we go down to elements down below, if I hover over, you'll see some little arrows there, and we've got dot navigation at the bottom there. You can choose whether to show those, whether to show the controls, that's the dot navigation there, whether you want to show the read more button, whether you want to show the post meta, that's the author name, the date, and the actual categories that you've got selected there. I'm going to turn that off. If we go down, we've got featured image. It's set by default to use your featured image in the background there, which is great. But if you want to, you can change it to left, right, top, bottom, and have little cards like that. I'm happy for it to be the background for this particular feature today. If you want to link it somewhere, you can do here. I personally wouldn't, because I just like them to click on the more info and take them straight to that blog post right there. Background, well, I don't need a background because we're using that image there. If we pop over to design here, we can choose to have an overlay. You notice if I take that off, that'll brighten up that image just a little bit. An overlay is going to darken it down so you can read that writing a bit. If it's not dark enough for you, just put in the color you want. I suggest using a black. That'll turn it completely black. Hit the color. And it's got a variegated slider over here for opacity. Just drag it down till you can see as much of the image as you want to, but you can clearly read that text there. If you don't like what you've done, hit the little undo arrow right there. Great. Now, if you want to, you can turn the background overlay off completely and just have it over the text if you want to. And that just puts a little dark background in your text there. Again, you can darken it down the same way. I'm happy actually the way it was. If we move down, you can decorate the navigation. There's your arrows, arrow color, dot navigation color there. When I finish with this, I'm only going to actually use one, so I'll probably turn those off. But I'll show you how to automate this in a minute so it spins round and shows all the posts that you've got selected there. Let's go down a little bit further. The image, you can give your image rounded corners and border styles and things like that. I'm not really interested in doing with that. I quite like the clean look. I might give it an actual curved border in a moment, but not just for the image. Now I'm going to roll on down. Not going to use any filters. There we got our text. At the moment the text is aligned middle. Of course you can shift it left, right, or you can justify it. I'm happy with it being in the middle. Text color light, that's fine if you want to turn it dark. You'll notice with this text tab that I'm working in at the moment, it's doing all of it. It's doing the excerpt, the title, and the button. And if we had the metadata in there, it would do that too. As you can see, I flipped it to dark. The text has gone dark and the overlay's gone light there. I'm happy with the way it was with the light right there. But of course, you can color these things any way you want. And you can either slide down. Let's close up the text there. You can get to them this way. As you can see, title, body, meta, and button. I think I'll make that text on the button a bit smaller. But you can also just hit the little paintbrush that's attached to them right here. For instance, if I hit that one, it'll take us straight to the design for the title there. If you want to change colors or use a different font, you can do so right there. I'm happy with the way it was. Great. Well, let's just close that one up. I'm going to leave all the other text as it is. I will go into that button though. The reason that it's orange and it's got curved corners, that's the way I've got it set up in my theme customizer. But you can go into the button here and customize it any way you want by hitting this little switch right here. So use custom styles button. All I really want to do is take that text down in size, maybe 14. That's better. That's better. Kind of fits a little bit nicer with our title up there. And also that button's a little more subtle. Okay, well that's really all the cosmetics I want to do with it. I'm not going to do any sizing. I will do some spacing later on. Border wise, like I say, I wouldn't mind giving it slightly curled corners, as we've got curled corners on our post down below. I think I just used 10 pixels. Just make sure you've got that chain checked. You can uncheck it and do the sides individually if you want to and get some crazy things going on. We've demonstrated this before several times. If that's what you like, that's great. I'm going to set mine back to how it was, which was, I think, 10 pixels, wasn't it? Great. I'm not going to put a border on there. I will just add a tad box shadow just to lift it off the page there. Gives it that slight 3D look. I think that works quite well on light backgrounds like that. Okay. Well, if you want to automate this so it slides from one slide to the other, you can do so down below here. Let's roll on down a little bit. Well, we've got animation. Now these animation styles here are what's going to happen when the page loads. So that's going to be the animation in. You can fade and slide and bounce and get crazy things going. I'm happy for it to have none on that. But I do want it to slide between the actual posts themselves. So down below, we've got automatic animation. Make sure you turn it on. By default, it's set to 7 seconds or 7,000 milliseconds. Let's change this to 4 so you don't have to wait quite so long, which is 4,000 milliseconds. We've got continue automatic slide on hover. If you turn that off, it'll keep rolling whether they got their mouse on it or not. I like for it to stop so they can read the text and give them a chance to hit the button also. But that's entirely up to you. Okay, well, I'm quite happy with that. That's a nice revolving little post slider there. And if we go back to the content here, we've got 3 posts here. But if you look, it's actually giving us, let's just save this, the 3 posts that we've got most recent in the bottom here. If I go over to my posts, hit the quick edit here, it's doing it by date. They're incrementing down in date. I think they're sort of 5 days apart. This was the most recent one. So I probably wouldn't want to show them in both places. If they're up here, I probably wouldn't need them down here in the main blog. I've only actually got 6 posts in this as it was a demo. So to remove these down here, really easy. We'll go into the blog itself. You may have seen me do this when I reset just now. Post count 6. If we roll down, we got the offset number here. If I put a 3 in there, the 3 that are revolving around the top there are no longer in our main blog down here. Like I say, I only had 6, so that's probably only going to leave 3 down there, or 4 perhaps. But that's fine. That works for me. Obviously, you have more posts. But really, today, I only wanted to show one up here, and I wanted it to be the latest post. So let's just undo what I did there. Because I'm showing one, I'm going to make that offset, instead of being 3, I'm going to turn it to 1. And we'll save that. I'm going to go back into my little post slider up here. And again, post count, I'm going to go 1. So we've no longer got our latest post down here, but we've got it up here. And no point having it automating or having any navigation because we've only got the 1 post here. But decoration wise, I'd kind of like just to see the title and perhaps the more info button. So we can go down to the excerpt length. I'm going to change it to 0. That'll take away the excerpt there. That's skinnied up my post. I'd still like it to be sort of similar depth to our text over there. So I can do that easily in design. Go to design. We'll roll down to spacing. I'm going to put some padding on the top. Let's try maybe 200 pixels. That may be too much. Yeah, let's try maybe 180 or 150. And let's put, say, take a little bit off the bottom there. Try 30 on the bottom. That's okay. We'll up this to maybe 180, so it's a little bit deeper now. We've taken a bit off the bottom there. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's going to work for me. Obviously, adjust yours how exactly you want yours, which is great. And that's always going to show your latest post up there. Because if we look back in content, we've got it ordered by date, new to old, and the same for our little blog down here. Now, because we've actually changed the padding on this, you might want to check it on mobile and tablet, and you can do this with any module. Let's go back into our spacing, because that's the thing that I'd probably want to adjust on tablet and mobile. We'll go into the spacing here. Common to all Divi modules, if you roll over the writing within a module, you'll see these little icons come up. If there's a little mobile phone icon, make sure you're on the thing you want to adjust. Hit that. We can hit the tablet. That's not too bad. I think that works for me on tablet. Let's have a look on phone. That's okay. A little deep at the top perhaps on phone, so you can adjust it here and have a completely different value. Let's maybe put 100 in there. And we've still got our 30 on the bottom. Adjust it to when it works for you. I think that works for me, so we've got that on phone. We've got that on tablet. If you wanted to up it on the tablet, let's make that 200 perhaps on the tablet. Or even more. Like I say, it's entirely up to you. And back on desktop, we've still got our original size. So let's save this and make sure it's all going to work on the front end. And we'll change the date on a couple of these posts. Save draft or publish if you're ready. Exit the visual builder. And there it is. It's a single post. When we click on the read more button, it's going to take us straight to that post. Let's go back. And as soon as you add a new post, it's going to replace it up here. So let's go in. And if we go down here, hit quick edit. Here's the one we were working on, personalized user experience. December 31st, 23. If I just take this back to maybe March, we'll update it. That'll put this one first, the evolution of web design. If we go back to our page now and refresh, you'll see that evolution of web design is now our featured post up here. And any time you publish a new one, it'll be up here. And because we've offset by 1, it'll take it away from here. Obviously, I took that date way down and put that personalized user experience down here now. But I'm sure you understand what's going on there. So there you go, guys. There's how to use the awesome little Divi Post Slider a nice little latest blog post feature to the top of your blog here. And of course you can put that on any page you like, and it'll still work exactly the same way. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them below the video. I'll do my best to answer them, or make a little demo like this one. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.